we need.
Have a seat, guys.
So let's see.
Okay, thank you very much. I think we should start with a quick intro.
Yeah,
So if a guys that can ask you, like in less than 1 minute, tell us your name and who you are, what you represent, and what your connection is to the Hungarian market in general. Marcin?
I'm Marcin Pondo from Consulting Hungary. We are an agency which supports international cross-border expansion for e-commerce stores. We started in Hungary 15 years ago, where we were bringing foreign, mainly Polish businesses to the region. And pretty much it. I encourage you to join our stand when you have a minute after the presentation.
They know you.
Yeah.
Hey, Zdravé, if I'm saying correct. Hello. I'm Mate Pop. Actually, I'm working in e-commerce Hungary in 10 years. In the last 8 years, I was the marketplace director of eMAG Marketplace Hungary. In the last 2 years, currently, I'm the marketplace director of pepita.hu and pepita.com. So all in all, I'm the one who is telling you to need to go in marketplaces for foreign countries, and in this case, Hungary as well.
Okay, thank you very much. And I am Andras Kobza. Right now, I'm in the hat of representing eCommerce Hungary, our industry association, but I'm also an e-commerce business owner, so I can relate to lots of things that the guys will be able to say. Okay, my first question would be, what is the market like now in Hungary? Why is it exciting? Why is it disappointing? We heard some things from András's presentation, but if you guys can give us a quick overview of what the Hungarian e-commerce market is right now, tell us about it a little bit. Mate, can you start this?
Yeah, actually, as we saw, Hungary is a competitive market, and I'm pretty sure, from my experience, actually, there are some hundreds of web shops from Bulgaria who is already in the Hungarian market through some marketplaces, let's say in this way. Generally, it's a competitive market. It's in a really right spot, and definitely, as Andras said in the presentation, due to the competitive market, but all of the players are mostly hardline focused. So it's IT, TV, mobile phones, and etc. What is my expertise actually is that the web shops in generally are not everybody selling TVs and Apple phones and etc. So all in all, what I believe is you need to do is not only to choose Hungary and to try all of the countries what you can. So generally, in the moment in Hungary is the shape, and where we are is that all of the Hungarian web shops, which in the last years didn't move and didn't come to Bulgaria, to Romania, to Germany, is the feeling, the natural behavior due to the Temu and everything else that we need to go somewhere. And that's why I'm advising also for you, for Bulgarian web shops, actually, in the end of the day, you need to join also, because this is like a roller coaster in the moment. Everybody moved 1 or 2 market in the moment, and who is remaining in the local market, in the end, it will be pretty strange that everybody is arriving.
Andras, you had a great presentation about the Hungarian market. Is there anything you want to add or maybe summarize your experience of the Hungarian market right now?
Yeah, sure. You know, before my presentation, we were discussing that it's very funny that Hungary is a huge opportunity for everyone. This is the title of our discussion, and I finished, you know, that Temu is there. Then, you know, it's a clash of titans, and so on and so on. But we have to understand that, you know, these are like huge companies who are fighting with each other, which means they want the merchants, they want us to be present in their platform, so they are willing to give us such a discounts, you know, in terms of commission, in terms of PPC, whatever, what we can like leverage. And you know, for the SMEs, I think it's a good, very good opportunity from this perspective. And as Mate said, I completely agree. Everyone is going cross-border. If you miss it, it means that you will have a disadvantage compared to the others. If you stay only in the local market, this can be an issue for you later on, that's for sure.
Okay, regarding the Hungarian market, the structure, you said it's a clash of titans, but on the other hand, there is not one dominant e-commerce player as it is in Romania, eMAG or Allegro in Poland, or Alza, in Czech. How does that affect market entry in Hungary? That there's not one dominant one, but there are 3, 4, 5 titans, so to say.
Yeah, it's like you have to consider all of them. I mean, as an option to be there as a marketplace partner in their sites, or they as an operator, obviously. And I think, yeah, you have to check the whole market. You have to participate in every player, because if you just choose one, you're not going to receive the whole market visit, what they properly can offer to you. Obviously, if you choose Árukereső, you can receive a lot of visits, but this is this would seem like a sales pitch, so I'm not.
Sales pitch, but
Yes,
that's fine.
but,
It's
but
with
anyway, yeah, this is the.
Okay, thank you very much. Marcin, do you want to add to that?
Yeah, maybe I'm looking at this topic from SME perspective, which is often expanding through the web shop. And let's not forget about that Hungary in large-scale sales through a website, web shops, not necessarily marketplaces. What I observe also, there's very high interest from Asian players, not just Temu, but also small, medium players from Asia, but also from South America and Western Europe, which are approaching us to help them to enter the country. So the competition is getting stronger and stronger. And at the same time, I'm observing across my 15 years experience, Hungary's infrastructure for e-commerce is developing a lot. So some years back, I had hard times to find good service providers or warehouse providers which would give our vendors proper services, let's say cross-border deliveries or fulfillment services. Right now, the portfolio of available options is wider. Prices are becoming competitive, so we actually can provide cross-border services on good pricing, on right service level. And the key point I think we have to mention here, strategic location of Hungary. We are bordering with, I think, 7 countries in Eastern Europe. So from Hungary, locating your, let's say, fulfillment or central warehouse, you could ship to almost every country, surrounding country, Hungary in 24 hours. So that's a big advantage. Right now we have infrastructure to utilize that.
Okay, thank you very much. What are typical mistakes that e-commerce companies entering the Hungarian market make? How can they avoid this, Marcin? This is your area of expertise.
Could you repeat? Sorry,
yeah, what are the typical mistakes that companies make when they try to enter the Hungarian market? Apart from not working with you guys, of course, I know, but what are the types of things that they make as mistakes?
One of the things, tell me later if you agree or not, but I usually say to my clients, do not think a marketplace is the way to enter Hungary. It's complementary to having an own web shop. Right now it's changing towards advantage of the marketplaces because they're becoming stronger. We have more options available. So that's the one thing I would like to emphasize. Have also your own localized web shop. Secondly, we have to think as locals. Hungarians like to buy in Hungarian stores. And what does it mean for Hungarians to buy from a local store? It means they want to have a web shop which actually is located in Hungary, but you're selling from Bulgaria. So you need to make some steps and actions to seem to be Hungarian. So we call it maybe having a local address, maybe having a courier provider which will enable you with their pickup point network or parcel point network. Maybe you will have your showroom. So something what will build up your trust as a Hungarian store. And there are more other aspects we can think of as mistakes. Don't try to do your business in Hungary like you do it in Bulgaria. In Hungary, for example, we need to have cash on delivery. Okay, here it is also required. You need to have integrations with the pickup points we mentioned, with the parcel lockers. It's very important to have a good review system which is recognizable in Hungary. Think about the payment methods, online payment methods become more popular in Hungary. Let's choose the one which Hungarian customers know, just to feel safer on your website rather than choosing some Bulgarian solution. Other mistakes companies do, maybe let's think about the logistics, delivery times. Do you need to deliver next day? If so, maybe we should consider using local fulfillment warehouse rather than shipping from here in Bulgaria. Thinking also how to localize your store. Is your delivery cost optimized for Hungarian clients? Of course, shipping from Bulgaria, we have a lot of kilometers to deliver the product to Hungarian clients. So maybe these costs should be optimized, maybe built into product price rather than having customer feeling unsafe and paying extra delivery costs. I guess.
One thing I would add, especially if your product has lots of returns, having a local return address.
Yep.
For us, that's key. I think we sell fashion items, so not being able to return locally, I think, is one of the biggest mistakes they can make. Anyone entering the market can make for Hungary. I think for all markets, but specifically for Hungary, Hungarians like to return goods. I mean, especially they like to order 3-4. We sell shoes, 3-4 shoes, and send back 2 of the 3, or all 3 of them, to say the least. Yeah, go ahead.
I just wanted to add one more thing, which is quite Hungarian specific, is the legal requirements. So we cannot think the way that if we comply with European requirements, we are going to comply with Hungarian ones. That's not really the case. So we should have a localized terms and conditions and all legal documents on your website to actually comply. I think that's worth mentioning as well.
Okay.
The general mistake, sorry. So the general mistake is like the human nature. We are always believe that we are the smartest ones. So in the end of the day, everybody knows that I'm entering in the country and I know everything. I know what this country needs because I'm pretty smart. No, this is not in that way. Every country is different. For example, in case of Hungary, based on our calculations and our reports, we are seeing that if the package is delaying 1 or 2 days, then 35% of the orders, it will be cancelled. So this is something specific for Hungary. Maybe in Czechia, in Czech Republic, it's actually 60%. Maybe in Romania, it's 20%. So what I'm saying is that you always need to understand the market. For this, actually, like a marketplace model in the beginning, it can help you. It can help you with the informations. Or like you just mentioned, actually, before. Last week in Hungary, there became a new legal law which is somehow it's connected to the e-commerce market. If I'm thinking that I know everything about the Hungarian market from a different country, maybe this information not even reaching me in the end of the day. So as you just mentioned, or localizing, or if you don't have the resource for that, the marketplace models can give you these insights in the beginning. And it's Hungary, Romania, Bulgaria, doesn't matter in the end of the day, but somehow to understand the market. This is the first phase of every new entry in a foreign country, I believe. Yeah. So this is the most general what we are seeing actually as a marketplace.
Just to back up what you are saying, so there is an interesting fact. If you are planning to enter the Czech Republic, you have to be prepared to deliver within 24 hours. If you deliver more than 24 hours, for sure, either it will be cancelled, either no more orders from you, that's it. If you enter to Hungary, it's a completely different story. You have to be sure that you deliver the promise. It can be 1 week, can be 2 weeks, okay, maybe 2 weeks too much, but you understand. So it has to be precise, as you said, Mate. If it's 1 day delay, that's it. No more orders from you. So you really have to understand the country specifics because every country in this region is different, and we have to be ready for this to understand it. And the other thing is, just to reflect what Marcin was saying, that I really think that marketplace can be a good opportunity to test a market. So before you translate your whole website and localize, just to test it. Mm-hmm. If it works and you are able to sell the products, then you are right. Translate your website to have the right customer experience. Indeed, yeah.
I fully agree with that part as well.
Okay, so basically, at the end of Andras' presentation, we saw the 2 big Chinese websites that are, I think, in every e-commerce conversation, you can hear Temu or Shein or some of the other ones. How do you perceive their effect on the Hungarian market short term? Do you see anything long term? And how this affects anyone trying to come into the market? Mate?
Actually, yes. It's let's be honest. It's a pain in the ass in the moment. We don't believe that this will be actually with us for years. But right now, yes, it's something which we can actually somehow compare. What about that? It's pretty belongs what I just mentioned, that if the customers is trusting, and it's about the trust in the right now. So there was 1-2 months in Hungary there everybody started to order from Temu. And after that, it's just right now started to change that bunch of these people are deleting in the moment the application due to that the trust or the quality of the products was not that good. So actually what I believe in the moment, in short term, it's about the service level what you can provide. And as just Andras mentioned, for example, is that if you are promising that it's 5 days, it don't need to be 24 hours. It's 5 days, but 5 days, it's 5 days. It's not 6, it's not 7. And also, from communication part, actually, that's how can you inform the client about everything. It's totally different. So In short term, I believe is that the service level which can help on you. In long term, I pretty hope, I believe with some of us here, that it's not remaining with us this pressure 100%. So it will be slightly changed during the year.
Yeah, I just call them P&L killer. And why I'm doing this is that, just imagine, so those products what they are selling, actually those are those products where the normal merchant, the generalist, is gaining margin. So whenever you are selling electro IT, you gain margin on the accessories. What Temu is doing, selling accessories very cheap. So actually, you lost that business. But on the other hand, there is this big competition in Hungary, so you have to keep low the mobile phone prices, you have to keep low the TV prices, and so on. So all your P&L is dead. Not to mention, that in case of marketing, the spend what you have to aggressively increase because of Temu, then this is also something what no one would expect before. And I know this because big companies like Allegro has this issues as well. That they had to increase spend in Czech Republic due to the fact that Temu was very aggressive there.
Exactly. As I said, we sell shoes, so it's not an area that Temu is really very active in. And despite this, 77% of our ads bids were against Temu, and they won the majority. So they were ahead of us even in our own category, which is not a direct competitor to them. It's not a mobile phone accessory category. So it's a P&L killer. I really like that phrase. It's very, very good. Marcin, you want to add anything to this?
I may just add that there is one also important thing about Hungarians. They really care about customer service. So it's important there is a phone number. There is someone who's going to pick it up and speak Hungarian when you have a guarantee return. And Temu and these Chinese vendors, they don't have a solution for it, in fact. And there are a lot of claims because we also manage some of their sales. And here is actually the opportunity for Hungarians or anybody entering Hungarian market to have that customer service. At some point, customers will be really looking to have a safe purchase place. So maybe that's the way we should approach it.
Okay. Relating to this, if someone from Bulgaria or somewhere else is considering entering the Hungarian market, what tools do they need? What skills do they need? What should they consider before even thinking about entering the market? Marcin, this is your question.
Maybe a first step is to do some, at least market scan. We've seen some companies who enter the market without actually checking it, and we already spoke how price is important. That's not just the price, also service level your competitors are offering. I think it's good to have someone local, because maybe one another point, Hungarian is quite a different language than all of the languages we speak in this region of Europe. That's the main obstacle. So having someone local who speaks Hungarian, who knows the culture and can help you, for example, with just scanning the market to understand how to position yourself or whether to actually enter this market or not, that's the first step. And other skills would be, these are pretty, I would say, unique for entering any other market. We need to think like locals. Don't try to act as you do at home. Let's try to find the knowledge how it's being done in Hungary and apply that, or find someone who has that knowledge and try to apply it to your business.
Andras?
Yeah, actually, next to the legal and taxation, financial things, and logistic, obviously, you have to check those things what I showed in the presentation. I think all of them are very important, and I 100% agree that having local speaking, customer care, it's crucial. I can see that those merchants, cross-border merchants, who are having this, they are the ones who are successful, usually. So this is something what we should take into consideration, indeed.
Mate?
Totally agree, actually. That's about the laws, the legal, the content part with the logistic part. One thing which I just came in my mind for the Temu as well is that, okay, let's be honest, if it's Temu is not here, then it will be another one. So it's like the flexibility. The flexibility is always depends that this year Temu and maybe 2 years from now, a different company with 4 letters or 3 letters in the name, it's coming again and something's happening. So we should be flexible and we should move on. And due to that it's Hungary, yes, it's a bit different than Romania or Bulgaria, the customer experience. But in the end of the day, it's pretty simple. If you have the right content and the logistic part from Bulgaria, then you are almost ready for that. if you have a good service level, or one person at the company who is speaking Hungarian, which is, yes, it's a bit nice but weird language, I assume that, then you are in the entry level to track and to try. Try it, and maximum you will fail and going to another country as well. But from our experience, it's also from Bulgaria. If 10 companies is starting to sell in Bulgaria, for 7, 8, it's working in the end. The first 3 months is the trial period, let's say, until you get used to the market.
Okay, so if you're a company outside of Hungary, should you try niching down even more to a very specific product category, or should you try more things because then you have more options to test the market? Which is the better strategy, niching or becoming more of a generalist within a bigger category?
As you just saw in case of Andras' presentation, that's every market is a bit different. So, for example, in case of Hungary, maybe there are some categories or some products which can be the weirdest home textile product, which is working in Hungary and it's not working in Bulgaria. So in general, what I'm saying is that that's for the first 2-3 months, let's test it, let's try it, let's see the market, what is the reaction for that product. There are a bunch of cases when a product type or a product category, it's not working that well in Romania or in Bulgaria, but in Hungary it's working because of the mix of the market and actually because of the strong players, let's say, how's the market changed in the past years and what they are looking for right now, the visitors.
Yeah, actually, I agree 100%, and there is a very interesting thing related to this. You know that the big companies, whenever they entered Hungary, like Alza when they entered Hungary, eMAG when they entered to Hungary, they brought their local products to the Hungarian market. So it means locally distributed, so the Romanian products to the Hungarian market, the Czech products to the Hungarian market, and they said that we bring everything, generally, let's test it, what the people like, and they started to focus on those products. And the funny thing is that whenever we were checking these products, we couldn't match them because, you know, they had different product code, even though the specification was similar. As these companies were quite aggressive in promotions, they managed to drive the users into the direction of their products and not to the Hungarian local products, which was a big headache for the Hungarian brands and distributors. So this is also an interesting topic, and I agree that I think the best approach is to come as a generalist, say that, okay, anyway, if you enter to a marketplace, it doesn't cost more for you to upload more products, but you can test the market, what the market needs are, indeed, and that can be a successful strategy.
I have an example for this. It's a Bulgarian story for me. It's 3-4 years ago. We prepared for one of our Black Fridays, and we was totally surprised of that one of our Bulgarian sellers who sold Bulgarian gold coins started to sell like hell. We didn't believe in Hungary that in Hungary on the Black Friday day we will start to sell Bulgarian gold coins, but it worked. So basically, it was really interesting for us. That's okay. What's happening? In the end of the day, you need to try. So that's it.
Do you know why it was working? Were there some specialties, or was it just a accident type thing?
It was not accident for sure.
On your side, I mean.
No, it's actually, we believe that we can try to sell gold coins in this category, and we hope that it will start to work. And in generally, the Bulgarian gold coins was better than the Hungarian ones. So but we totally forget that we have Bulgarian gold coins in the site in that moment. And it was a surprise for us as well that we saw a bunch of that one. And actually what we started to prepare a bit more and aggressively, that's what we hoped and what we targeted, that didn't work that well.
Okay, regarding acquisition costs, so PPC and other costs, is Hungary more competitive than other countries in the region or not? Andras, probably you're most best equipped to answer this.
Yes, so it depends on from which perspective we are checking. If you are checking the region from north to south, you understand. I think we all know that the cost of CPC is like getting lower and lower as we are going more south. In Czech Republic, Slovakia, it's very high. It's actually double than in Hungary. And then if we are going to Romania, Bulgaria, or to Adriatics, it's even lower. So it's about the market. It's about how saturated it is, and usually these are the numbers.
Okay, thank you. Let's switch around a little bit, and let's look at the other side. Hungarian companies are just starting to go abroad. As Mate said, you guys are already one of these companies. why are they not going? Why haven't they gone previously? And what should they be thinking about when they go abroad to whatever market they choose to go to? Marcin?
I fully agree. I was observing it for many years. I'm not Hungarian, actually. I'm from Poland, living in Hungary 15 years, and try to understand why Hungarians don't do it. Whenever I met them, they were kind of saying, I'm all right. I'm fine selling in Hungary. I don't need to sell abroad. And I have a feeling now the economical situation, and especially we still have inflation, almost 18% in Hungary right now. We went through the energy crisis. This situation is, I believe, one of the motives for them to actually start going abroad. There may be some cultural factors. I raised this question on many round tables as well, and some people relate to some post-war cultural behaviors of Hungarians, maybe not trusting that much in international business relations. That's what some Hungarians were telling me. You may tell me what you think about that. Still, yes. So I'm happy to see that. I really see the dynamics started end of last year. Right now, there are loads of more and more Hungarian companies looking to expand abroad. I would just advise them to have guts and really actually don't hesitate. Reach out for help, reach out for information, and do it as soon as possible. Because from my experience visiting many countries in this region, I think Hungarians and Greece is also kind of maybe the last ones who are the most reserved to go abroad, but I'm happy to see it's changing right now.
Yeah, so I agree with you. There is some cultural, historical reasons for this. Unfortunately, this is coded in the nation. Let's put it this way. On the other hand, there is another reason as well. The Hungarian market traditionally is coming from very strong offline. So like MediaMarkt, Euronics, even Extreme Digital had offline stores and so on. So everyone was focusing in offline, and the e-commerce didn't have such an importance back then. Then, big companies like Kobza and eMAG entered, and suddenly everyone started to focus on e-commerce. Also the users started to get used to the fact that they can purchase online, and somehow the market started to adapt. But all around, the other markets were more advanced. So if you check Czech Republic, Slovakia, they're much more advanced in e-commerce. I have to say that Romania as well, much more advanced in e-commerce. I think Hungary was or is very similar level than Bulgaria. So we are like in the beginning, or let's say the first part of the e-commerce growth. So that's why this is one of the reasons why we really have opportunities in Hungary as well, because people really start to learn it right now, how to purchase online. And they can purchase online electro IT, but they didn't get used to the fact that they can purchase online food, they can purchase online fashion, and so on. And these are still coming. Just imagine the glamour days, what I mentioned to you. It's an offline promotion still, like 90% offline. Despite of the fact, that e-commerce is like booming in Hungary, still it's 90% offline because of the category specifics of it. So yeah, there are still a lot and a long road in front of us, I think, when we are speaking about e-commerce development in Hungary.
Okay.
I will tell you why. It's nobody can precise the number that how many web shops are in right now in the moment in Hungary active. But let's say there is 15,000 of Hungarian web shops in the market with at least 2-3 years old, like age point of view. In the last 2-3 years, more than 6,000-8,000 web shops came from Poland, from Romania, from cross-border, and they arrived to Hungary. And after that, there is the Temu effect and everything else. So actually, a bunch of companies already landed to Hungary. So what's happening there? Also, the Hungarian companies right now is seeing the opportunity to go abroad, to go cross-border. And that's what we are doing actually. And this is like a sales pitch right now. We are also launching Pepita.com Bulgaria due to that we want to give all of our Hungarian sellers the opportunity to go abroad to 6-7 different countries and vice versa, for the Bulgarian sellers to come to Bulgaria and also to go to Hungary, Romania, etc., etc. Due to that, in the end of the day, as I just mentioned, there is no border anymore. So it's actually, if you are not moving, somebody will come to your country. And if there is coming, let's say, 6,000 Polish sellers in the next 1-2 years in Bulgaria, it will be a totally different market here in Bulgaria as well. So yeah, this is
Okay.
our.
Thank you very much. We're starting, we have a few more minutes left. Let's think about the global trends now and local trends in Europe. What are the biggest risk factors globally? What are the biggest opportunities of global trends coming into Hungary and affecting the market? I'm thinking about inflation, energy prices, pushing towards more green, more ecologically friendly ways of doing business. What are the effects on the Hungarian market now, and what do you see 3 to 5 years down the line? What are your ideas on this? Andras?
Good that I can start. It's very hard to say. What we experience now is that due to the actual economical situation, that the market is quite pushed down, and we have these external effects like Temu and the others. The local players are losing visits. If you lose visit, you lose turnover. If you lose turnover, you lose the ground. So they are in a very hard position right now. We can see that a lot of SMEs are closing their business because they are just simply can't compete with this marketing spend what the big players are doing. So the market is concentrating. And I think that in the next 1-2 years, this will still the case. So the market will still be concentrated. One will buy the other, and so on. So there will be even bigger companies. And but eventually, this crisis will end. That's for sure. Which means that again, we will enter to a booming section, which within 2-3 years, I think, can be an opportunity. Right now, we really have to focus on expanding our business. Internationally, we have to focus on the surrounding countries and to be present everywhere, to secure our turnover, which drive us through in this heavy period what we have right now.
Marcin?
What I observe, as I mentioned, I'm from Poland. It's a massive move right now in Poland. Almost every e-commerce company goes abroad. And I believe that may come in Hungary in the perspective of those 5 years. And once the consciousness of businesses rises, we may experience that expansion on much higher level. Today, I have a feeling that there's a lot of also AI stepped in, and that we speak a lot about internationalization. That's also a global trend, we can actually say, but AI helps us in a sense because we can do things cheaper, let's say translations. It supports us with customer service. It can give us a lot of information very quickly about local markets and market specifics as well. Of course, I always encourage to use a human to verify that. We've been perceiving that as a threat in certain extent, but actually it makes a lot of things easier. So it moves that expansion internationally to progress faster. That's my observation and my also hope.
Martin?
I don't believe that we can say that what will happen in 5 years, how it will be the landscape due to that if you're asking me 5 years ago, I will say that COVID, come on, it's cannot be. Or the war 2 years ago. So what I'm telling to you is that all of the things which we just mentioned, I agree with this part, but you need to grab the opportunity. So you need always react the faster than you can. So it's obviously what we just mentioned. Maybe it's the AI and the international cross-border thing is right now. From 2 years from now, maybe something else is happening. It's about the reaction time, which is the most important, I believe. Due to that, when the COVID happened with us, I cannot recall that anybody said to me that this is feasible in the end of the day. So the fast reaction is the most important.
Okay, speaking of fast reactions, some closing thoughts. What would you summarize about the Hungarian market and the opportunity to the audience who might be interested in entering the market? A few sentences that you can leave them with. Can you guys try that? Marcin?
Just from my experience observing the most successful stores we manage from the international markets, if you are price competitive, if you are a producer, if you are a direct importer from China, you have your own brand, these are the cases where international stores have the biggest successes. Or the product you have is quite unique. The Hungarian customer can't find it in Hungary. And there's quite a lot of such products. That's why Hungarians reach out to Amazon to find out for products which is not available. So if you find yourself in that group, I would certainly be confident to research, approach potential entry.
Okay, thank you. Andras?
If I can have one advice, test it. This is what I would say, because as the market is like very with the big players, quite full with the big players, with the big marketplace operators, they are giving you opportunity to test it sometimes for free. So majority of them are like offering free period, like the first 3 months without any commission and so on and so on. So why not to test it? You can see if you can sell in the market or you cannot. And if you can, then enter with the proper preparation, let's put it this way. But just to test it, why not?
After the advice, I will give you a tip. So actually, we saw in Andras' presentation that Alza, Euronics, MediaMarkt, eMAG, in general, what I'm saying is that if you are selling softline products like toys, children, home and deco, around this sport and outdoor, for example, or garden care, none of these players are popular about these categories. All of them, it's more electro IT. I believe that if you want to test it something and you are selling products like this one, then it's test it as it was the advice. I will start with these categories in generally, due to that this is the much less focus from the biggest players. But as we just discussed, you need to test with everything, and let's see, give it for 2-3 months, and you will see that it's benefits, it's working or not.
Okay, thank you very much. For all of you, I recommend that Marcin and Andras have stands back here, so if you have any questions, feel free to approach them, and Mate and myself will be here as well. So if you have any questions about the Hungarian market, approach us, talk to us, and we're happy to help. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you.
Thank you, Andras.